Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to prepare carne en chile colorado, which is pork in a red sauce. And this is what I'm going to be using. These are going to be the ingredients. I'm going to use the pork for the carnitas. And this one is about a little bit over 1.5 pounds. And we're going to be cutting this up because the pieces are a little bit too big. So I'll cut this up and this is what we're going to be using. We're going to need 2 chiles guajillos. We're also going to need some chiles Japones, and this one is like the árbol. The árbol has the little stem, so it tends to be a little more spicier than this. So I'm going to be using these, and I'm using about 8, I want to say maybe 8 or 9. And we're going to be using some garlic, some fresh garlic, some pepper, and I'm doing the whole pepper. So this one is 1/4 teaspoon that I'm using, to be exact. 2 Roma tomatoes. We're going to need some onion powder, some olive oil or vegetable oil or whatever oil you use. We're going to need salt, some onion, and I'm also going to be using 2 cups of water, and that's going to be for the spices, for the chiles and the tomatoes that we're going to be cooking up. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Our first step will be adding the tomatoes. So you add the 2 tomatoes, the chiles guajillos, and the chile japonés. You're going to throw it into a small pot, and you're going to add the water. Then you're going to turn it to a medium heat, and you're going to cook this for about I want to say like 10 minutes from the time it starts boiling. So that way the tomatoes can cook all the way. And here are my chiles and my tomatoes after about 10 minutes. I cut up my meat, and then I have my salt, the onion powder, and the olive oil ready to add to the pan. I start by adding about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I add my meat. Make sure to wash your hands before you touch anything else. And then I'm going to add the onion powder. And I'm using about a teaspoon of onion powder. This one doesn't have any salt. It's just onion powder. And then also I'm going to sprinkle some salt. And I'm using about 1 tablespoon of salt. Remember that the chile is going to have salt, so you don't want to overdo it with the salt, okay? Then we're going to give it a little stir. So the salt can get distributed evenly, and the onion powder. And then in a medium heat, we are going to cover it. And we're going to let this cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. 10 minutes have passed, and I'm going to add my large garlic clove that I mashed with a knife. And I'm going to give it a stir. Then I'm going to cover it again and let the juice dry, and then it's going to start frying with the oil that I added. Now you can see that the meat is starting to fry a little, and that's when you want to add the onions. And I just cut up a small piece of onion, and I add it to the meat. Then I leave it for a few minutes to fry a little with the meat, together with the meat, and And then we should be ready to add the sauce. So we'll leave it like that. We cover it. And I like to leave a little bit of the steam out just so it starts frying faster. And now I'm gonna show you how I prepare my sauce. Here are my chiles in the water that I cooked them with, and I am going to add the same water. So just pour everything into the blender, just like that. And then I'm going to add the garlic and the pepper. Oops. I'm going all over the place. There's one right here. Okay. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little salt. Because we did add the salt to the meat and we don't want to overpower it, but we are going to add salt to it. Maybe like about half a teaspoon. And then we are going to start blending. And also I want to mention that I do have 1 cup of water, 1 extra cup of water, because if it's too thick, if the sauce is too thick, then you want to add more water to it. So we're gonna blend for a few minutes. You want everything to blend completely all the way. You don't want any big pieces because we are not going to strain this. And this is the sauce. Okay. Now we're gonna get ready to add it to our meat. And our meat looks ready now. I love it when those little pieces there are fried like this. It just makes it taste so much better. And especially with pork, you want to just cook it thoroughly because, you know, it's just the safest thing to do with any type of meat, I think. So now I'm going to add my sauce. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water to my blender because it does have a little bit of the sauce in there still. And you're going to let this cook for about 10 more minutes. And the sauce is going to thicken just a tiny little bit. It's going to thicken, and then it should be ready. What you want to do is just release all the flavors, and you want the sauce to cook. And mine is perfect with the salt, so I'm not gonna add any more salt. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then once it starts boiling, then I'm going to set it to a low heat, and then it should be ready within 10 minutes. So I can see that it started boiling. Now I'm going to lower it just a tiny little bit because I had it in medium, so I'm gonna do the low heat and then I'm gonna cover it. Okay guys, my carnita is ready now and it's ready to be served. And even the color, it's deeper, it's like a deeper red. And that's it. So you can enjoy this with a side of beans. I am cooking up some beans because we do like to pair it with just boiled beans, not refried. But you can also do like a side of rice. And here you have it. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. It's very tasty, really delicious. This is how I make my pork in red sauce, which is chile colorado, carne de puerco en chile colorado. And I also pair it with some flour tortillas because that's my preference. I really enjoy it that way. And I hope you guys like this video and the recipe. Don't forget to leave comments, to like my video, and to subscribe to my channel. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.